good, YouTube? It's boy Cash J.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And today we doing a little mukbang, man. I got y'all a Philly cheesesteak, brother.
Sensational.
A Philly cheesesteak with a dog on loaded tots. And today, y'all, in this mukbang, we got a topic that my boy gave me, a little topic to talk about in this mukbang. The topic is gonna be how to get your life in order.
I'm free.
How to get your life straight and break bad habits, bro. So let me tell y'all. Me 2 years ago, Jay 2 years ago had a lot of bad habits, right? And better yet,
He fucking that shit up. Oh, God. Stop, y'all. Y'all are being mean. Eat, ugly.
now see that? Better yet, Jay 2 months ago had a bad life. My life back in order now. But the main thing I'm going to talk to y'all about is discipline, right? You got to stay disciplined, bro. Let me get a piece of this Philly cheesesteak and show y'all boys what it's working with.
Boy, if you don't get...
It might look good. Y'all, guess the drink. Guess the drink. Dihydrogen monoxide.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Shit busting. But yeah, y'all just gotta make sure that y'all learn discipline. Alright, so I'm gonna get a little personal with y'all. A couple months ago, I got myself in a sticky situation, right? A situation that I didn't know how I was gonna get myself out of. I thought my senior year was over. But I put my head down and I worked, right? Where everybody else was stuck in the social life, going to basketball games and stuff, I couldn't. I didn't even think I was going to be able to go back to regular school. So instead of droop that whole time, I learned valuable things. I read a bunch of books about money, power. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all going to read a book in life, make sure the book y'all read is about money or power. These are some good starter books. Y'all should check these out in y'all free time. If it ain't about money or power, don't read it. Unless you have to. In order to obtain money or power. It's this one book in particular that I read that I'm going to put on the screen for y'all boys. That taught me a lot of things. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. Honestly, The 48 Laws of Power is one of those books that have, I don't know, you can learn a lot of things from the book. Some people say it's an evil way to obtain power. I personally utilize a lot of the lessons that I learned in that book in my everyday life. So, I don't know. I mean, like one lesson, never be satisfied with what you have. Like you see a lot of rich people walking around born with money. They're satisfied, so they never really grow as a person. I said this before in a previous video. Uncomfortable situations mold character and mistakes teach lessons. So, what do you mean by that, Jay? You grow in the difficult times is basically what I mean. You learn from the failures in your life. You're not failing just to fail. You're failing so you don't make that same mistake later. This recent situation taught me a huge lesson. And I'm glad I learned it now than later, because if I would have learned it later, then I would have been in prison.
FBI, open up!
Right? So I learned from my mistakes and I adapted my lifestyle to that. A lot of people go wrong because they make the mistake and then they fail and they don't learn from their mistake. They make the same mistake later in life. It's just like a drug dealer trapping on the street, right? The trapper, he gonna go to jail, right?
Hang up that computer call. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantic.
If you in a dope game, you gonna go to jail. It's a small percentage that don't. Dude in the dope game in prison, talking about some, oh, when I get out this time, I'm gonna trap out the house.
Trap out the house, trap out the house, trap out the house.
It don't matter where you trap from, what you trap out of, trapping is trapping. You gonna end up back in the same place you started. You know what that mean? Therefore, you ain't learned a lesson. The main thing y'all need to take from this is have a growth mindset. Make sure you're trying to grow in life. If you're not trying to grow, you're gonna fall. I mean, that's all it is to it. So I'm gonna give y'all some methods for bettering y'all life. The number one way to better your life in 2023 in general is money. So if you're sitting around and not thinking about money, you're doing something wrong with your life. You won't, bro. Money can buy you happiness. Money can buy you anything, bro. How can you get money, Jay? There's so many ways to get money. The number one thing I tell people that want money is stocks. Invest in stocks. Invest in companies you believe in. Every month, every week, if you can, put money into a company. Now, if you want to get into the cryptocurrency and some of the companies that's popping, then make sure you following their trends. But stocks, I say, because anyone can do stocks. You don't got to be rich. You don't got to be none of that to do stocks. I can't tell y'all to do real estate. Even though real estate is the best way to grow your currency in general. Like, if you want more money, do real estate. But the thing about real estate, you have to have money to put in. So maybe you can start with stocks, start with your little business, then jump into real estate. Or maybe you're one of those people that's more fortunate, that have money to put in real estate. Like, you're a rich person that's not satisfied with where they're at. Maybe you want to make your own name for yourself. Invest some of that money in real estate. Buy you a property. You can flip that property, like buy you a cheap property, a property that's low down. Maybe you can flip it and then rent it out. You can rent that property out to people and you can be constantly making income every month. Or you can just hold land for real and let it appreciate. That's the thing that a lot of people do. That's smart. If you start off in the earlier years, you can buy land, you can hold it. You buy property, hold it, and it will appreciate. If you think about starting an in-person business, then I would, and you in an urban area, I would suggest you find some sort of property, even though it's going to be hard to do. Try to, like, more so developing into more urban, suburban areas. Try to find you properties near highways and freeways to expand your business upon, because those are literally like gold mines if you can get that somehow. Prime example, Lumberton. A lot of my viewers don't know what Lumberton is. It's a town that's developing, right? It's around Beaumont, around Silsby. Lumberton is developing into something bigger. So if you live around here, find you some property in Lumberton. I don't think you will regret it, because if you look at the economic changes, first off, you got to look at the population in Lumberton. The people in Lumberton, they make money, right? Not only that, Lumberton Lumberton's economy is growing. Invest in areas that are growing. Now with stocks, you can invest in an area that's growing, but make sure it's not already up there, right? So what do you mean by that? Don't buy a share of Tesla stock if you can't afford it. If you would have bought a share of Tesla before it got up there, like maybe it was at 50 and it was growing every day, okay. But more so in stocks, you want to buy when it's low. I mean, real estate's the same concept, but it's harder to see. I mean, it's a much more patient game than stocks. It's a big waiting game. Unless you flip and rent out, like I told you earlier. That's risky, though, with the flipping. But if you get it done, you get it done. Like I said with breaking habits, you got to really want to change as a person. The best way I found to break habits, right, because I had a lot of bad habits, is working out. I mean, my situation is a bit peculiar, but when I get the opportunity to work out, I do. When I was working out, I felt like that was the best I ever felt in my entire life. During that span of time where I was working out consistently, 6 days a week, it just takes your mind off everything else. You can focus on just bettering yourself as a person, right? Focus on building a stronger body. And what it does is it distracts you from those bad habits. Because if you're working out, you can't really partake in those bad habits. And a lot of people, what they do, they start working out. They don't expect it, but they get addicted to working out. But it's a good habit, so you don't mind. Now, don't get addicted to the point where you plateau and you start doing steroids. They get addicted to getting better. So you replace a bad habit with a good habit, basically. You replace a bad habit with a good habit. And if you replace the bad habit with a good habit, then basically you broke the bad habit. I feel like for me, YouTube is a great habit. YouTube is a really good habit for me because it distracts me from bad habits. Hope y'all learned something from this mukbang. To break habits, you just gotta want to change. My best advice for breaking habits is working out. Try to go get a gym membership, exercise. To better your life, learn discipline, patience, learn valuable qualities. This stuff, when you're saying it, it don't sound like it'll change anything, but it really will. I'm not saying what worked for me will work for you, but I think if you actually put the time and effort towards it, it will.